I've owned every single console that you can possibly think of, and I'm here to say that I truly believe that one of these handhelds can actually replace your console. Not only did I replace my console myself, but if I were to choose one of these handhelds to do so, it's probably going to be the Xbox ROG Ally X. But before I share why I believe it's the Xbox ROG Ally X, I actually want to share how I use every single one of these handhelds and why some will actually be able to replace your consoles and some of the others might not be able to do it one bit. And starting with the PlayStation, this is the one that's not going to be able to act as a console whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, to be honest, this thing is dead without internet. However, it's still a phenomenal entry point to get into handheld gaming. At $150 used, you can see what it's like to get into the handheld community. This thing has a streaming platform to be able to play those games, and if you do have a console, it pairs well with your PlayStation and does everything that you need it to in this handheld world. But again, without internet or without a PlayStation, this thing is dead. However, how I use it is for streaming PlayStation games. PlayStation said they're no longer going to send exclusives to Steam, so if you want to play those exclusives, you're going to have to get a PlayStation or a PlayStation Portal to get on there. And with their streaming services, honestly, there's tons of games you can play, so that's how I use this PlayStation Portal. Now, the Nintendo Switch, this ended up being one of my favorite companions to either pair with a handheld, and for you guys who have consoles, a console or a PC, I believe this Switch is so easy to use, and it's exactly what people want out of a console handheld hybrid, right? They want to be able to dock, play on the TV when they can, or take it off and play on the couch or on their bed whenever they want, as well as traveling with it. And the Nintendo Switch does phenomenal at that. The battery life's great. The screen resolution on this is really good for being an LCD screen. Pairs well with these heavy hitters like the Lenovo Legion Go 2. So the Nintendo Switch, super easy, streamlined, and again, that's what we're looking for when we go to these handhelds to act as consoles. I'm gonna skip over the Xbox ROG Ally X because that's the one I'm gonna talk about most, but the Lenovo Legion Go 2, this is truthfully my favorite handheld. This is my go-to when I want to play a AAA game, or especially when I get excited. For example, Crimson Desert. I ran this thing on this immediately because I knew this OLED screen is gonna make it look beautiful. I knew it was gonna run it the best. I knew that if I could hook it up to my eGPU setup, that I could absolutely run it on my 49-inch monitor. And honestly, again, this is my favorite. It feels premium. Once you play the Lenovo Legion Go 2, it's hard to go to these others, but that's not to say that I'm not picking this up. I'm actually picking this Xbox ROG Ally X up the most. Now, the Steam Deck, it's my favorite user interface. I think they got the console-like feeling on the interface the best out of all of these, but it's not as powerful and it's showing its age. So if you're trying to hook this up to a TV, it's not gonna do so well, honestly. And out of all these, the Nintendo Switch does a really good job, but it's the game selection, and that's why I strictly use it just for Nintendo Switch games. And the Lenovo Legion Go 2, it will do everything the Xbox ROG Ally X does, but it requires a little bit more tinkering when just wanting to hook up to that TV, and it doesn't run it as well. And then an eGPU setup on this does do a good job, but when you unplug from the eGPU, it actually messes this thing up, and there's a certain sequence that you have to use to power down, or else it's gonna crash your Lenovo Legion Go 2. And that's why this Xbox ROG Ally X is honestly my favorite go-to handheld when it comes to console gaming, and the one I recommend for you if you're trying to replace your console. This thing is super streamlined when it comes to being able to play as a console, because not only can you play in handheld mode, of course, that's what it is, right? But you can literally just hook up a USB-C to HDMI and play on your TV. Or for my instance, I actually have this JSOX dock where I just sit it on here, plug it up, and literally it's on my TV almost like a Steam Deck. And if I want to take it off, I literally just unplug that thing and I'm in handheld mode just as a Switch would act. So that's my favorite thing about this. Now, the Xbox full screen experience, or the Xbox mode, what they call it now, is phenomenal on this thing. It doesn't work as good on this Lenovo Legion Go 2. Honestly, I don't think it's all the way there yet, but on this ROG Xbox Ally X, they have it down. It truthfully feels like a console using it on this thing. And that's another reason why I like it. Although it's not as good as the Steam Deck or the Nintendo Switch when it comes to user interface, it's still really good, and you're able to play all your Steam games, Xbox games, any games that you have on any other platform too. You're able to play it on here, and it makes it super easy. Xbox full screen experience, or again, Xbox mode, literally is the hub for all those other platforms, and again, making it easier to feel more like a console where you can just boot up straight from this interface, and makes it super easy. I also want to mention that Xbox just released Auto SR mode, which is Auto Super Resolution, and although you don't need to apply it to every single game, there's some games on there that actually makes it look better. But I'm here to tell you, you don't actually need to do that to every single game. I actually don't do it when I play Apex or Warzone because it's not needed, and actually I don't really know if I like what it does, because what it does is it gives you more frames, right? You lower your resolution, it gives you more frames, but when you're playing games like that, I don't really, yes, frames matter, but it also can come with some controller latency, and I'm not a big fan of that. Speaking about controller though, pairing an Xbox controller with this thing is super easy. You can actually power the device with the controller and power it down with the controller, making it feel exactly like an Xbox. Out of all the consoles that I owned, I was actually playing the Xbox the most. So when I'm coming to this handheld, that's probably a reason why I love it and transitioned so well to it, because the Xbox experience was just there for me. This controller literally pairs, and again, you can see me playing Red Dead Redemption or Apex on here, and honestly, so easy. It just feels like an Xbox, and it has everything I need. Discord's on here as well if you're thinking about that, like, well, can I use a mic? Yeah, you can still use a wireless mic on here. Discord's on here for me. You just gotta tinker a little bit with it. You gotta go into the Windows mode, download Discord, then add it as an application on here, and then you're golden. Discord is running just like you need it, and you're chatting with your friends. Super simple. Wanna play a game of Warzone with them? Plug it up to your TV, play. Still wanna play handheld mode? You can. And that's my last point on this, the handheld mode. I don't know if you've ever heard me on any of my past videos, and by the way, if you haven't been to my channel and checked out any of my other videos, check it out. I'm trying to build a community where we can just chat about these things and just talk about anything that you have questions about, whether it's a game setting or how it works with the eGPU. I'm trying to build that community for you guys so we can just chat about here and also help you make a decision on these handhelds, because I know they're expensive. But what I was gonna say is, out of all these handhelds in my past videos, I absolutely cannot play shooters on this. I don't know what it is, but I over-aim, or the sticks just don't feel good on these. PlayStation doesn't feel good, I feel like it's too wide. Nintendo Switch, not even meant for that. This Lenovo Legion Go 2, although it looks beautiful, I suck at Warzone and Apex on this thing, and this thing won't even run it because of anti-cheat. So the Steam Deck, keep that in mind. But the Xbox ROG Ally X, this thing I literally can play, and I'm literally melting kids. I'm getting first place. It feels good. It feels like I'm literally on an Xbox controller, and I'm not over aiming. They literally have the ergonomics on this thing down to a T. Because when I pick it up, I'm not having to warm up or none of that. I'm telling you, it feels so good on this Xbox ROG Ally X. So to recap this for you, ergonomically, feels so good. You can play games straight up on this handheld and not have to worry about hooking up peripherals like a monitor or an Xbox controller, because it feels good. But you can, so keep that in mind. You can hook up those peripherals. The experience is Nintendo Switch-like, especially if you have this JSOX dock. You just plug in the dock into the TV and you're up and running. And then also the user interface is Xbox full screen experience, or the Xbox mode. Looks really good on this thing, and it works well, and it makes it streamlined to just feel like an Xbox. So if you're coming from an Xbox, it definitely can. And honestly, price point, it's not the most expensive, but it's $1,000, and then one of the only devices that hasn't upped their prices yet. So keep that in mind. But if I were to say, I truly recommend that this Xbox can replace your console and can play almost every game out there. And if you need a little bit more buffing, there's options like eGPUs, and then also there's a lot of tinkering settings. A lot of the things have to do with developers, so if you're trying to see if the game can play, go check out a YouTube video. I'll probably have posted it already on my channel, so check out my channel. But I wanted to share with you, this Xbox ROG Ally X can actually replace your console. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to push that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for just following and just being part of this. Hopefully you're enjoying this content, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.